The rap on Newt still, KellyAnne, is that he's not really in it to win it, that it's still personal, and he's still smarting from the hit job in Iowa and
Florida.
In Florida. Would it be
both?
Yeah, both. Yeah, both.
Speaking of the, not that he's smarting, but I mean, speaking of disparaging comments, my God, Kevin, your candidate has spent gazillions of dollars just in negative ads. I mean, the money and the mendacity in this campaign coming out of Boston.
Newt
Hold on, Kevin.
Newt Gingrich didn't spend any money, and he didn't attack Romney at all.
Where money did we have? Excuse me, 98.2% of the ads in Florida, as you know, that Governor Romney ran were negative against Newt. I mean, you carpet bomb the guy. Governor Romney doesn't run ads about job creation. Be honest to the viewers here, because I love you, and I love his hair and his minivan. Kevin, what percentage of the ads that Governor Romney has run have been negative about the other candidates, particularly Newt and now Santorum, and what percentage has been about jobs and growth that you say are the #1 issue? People know that's why the clear front runner has not sealed the deal yet and won't after tonight.
Well, look, KellyAnne, first of all, ads are only one part of a campaign. And if you remember down in Florida and many of these other contests that Governor Romney has been successful in, it's been because everywhere he's gone and every time he's engaged voters, he's talked about the economy. He's talked about the future. He's talked about jobs. And that's why his message has resonated. And, you know, if you talk about Newt Gingrich's, not spending any money, how is he going to convince Republican voters he's the right candidate to take on the billion-dollar attack machine waiting for us in Chicago if he can't put simple things like organization and get on the ballot in his home state of Virginia? That is a huge liability as a candidate, and I think that's why voters haven't been supporting him.
Kevin, this is Ken. Would you explain to me that for 6 years, Mitt Romney has been dating the Republican Party,
Divorce.
and he can't get them to marry him? Now, is today the day that they fall in love and decide to get married, or is it in 2 weeks, or is it in a month? Because the answer is he's got to solidify the Republican base in order to win, while at the same time opening up the opportunity for independence.
Well, look,
when does the marriage get consummated?
Well, look, I think we have had a very spirited contest in this primary, and that's what it's a good thing about primaries, is that we've had a number of really good candidates through this entire process, and they've all made their pitch to Republican voters. And I think there's a reason that Governor Romney has been at the top of the pile during this entire contest. It's because he has been focused on the #1 issue that they care about, which is the economy. So I think that is really what voters are going to be looking for in November. Republican voters, independent voters, and even many disaffected Democrats who are very unhappy with this president's lack of leadership on the economy. And that is his specialty. Governor Romney has everything that he's ever encountered, whether it's been the state of Massachusetts, a dysfunctional Olympics. He's turned them around. Right now we have a dysfunctional economy here in America, an economy that's not living up to its full potential. And his pitch to the American public is going to be that he can help turn that around. When they hear him talk about that, when they see him demonstrate his expertise on that particular issue, I do believe that they are going to continue to move towards him and support him.
But remember, the presidency is not a manager's job. It's not a CEO job.
I didn't use the word manager at all.
It's a leadership job.
You're absolutely right, and it's a visionary's job.
He calls himself a manager. Look, the most important thing that happened last week, Kevin, was Governor Romney say he's not going to light his hair on fire to prove that he's a conservative. And, you know, if you're a conservative, you don't need to touch the hair, man. We could just tell. We see it in your record. We see it in your vision. His negatives.
Anytime you're talking about his hair, I think you're winning.
Including, I don't want to talk hair. I've had a bad hair life. I'm even a bad hair day. And I don't want Donald Trump to make fun of my hair. But the fact is that even in the latest Wall Street Journal poll, you see that Governor Romney's negatives are way up among independents because people are starting to shift their ire away from the subject matter of his gazillion-dollar worth of negative advertising and onto the sponsor of it. They're like, where's the positive growth message?
Well, look, I think anytime you're talking about negatives, if you're talking about candidate negatives, you're working for the wrong candidate. I mean, Newt Gingrich's negatives are particularly high.
Oh, they've been frozen in time for a while now. We know everything.
Well, look, I'm a conservative. I'm a conservative, and I think other conservatives like me who support Governor Romney, they look at what he's talked about on taxes, a 20% across-the-board cut, focusing on cutting spending, focusing on reforming entitlements, focusing on job creation, focusing on putting more power back into the American public versus more power to the government. That's why they're going to support him.
KellyAnne, you just keep your options open. Kevin, you're great, too. But with you, I feel like, you know, it's like watching, you know, when the Jets are taking on the Patriots or the Giants, and I went to but then when the Giants are taking on the Patriots, then I went to Jets. You'll come home someday, won't you? If it is Romney, will you?
Of course, I will do whatever I can to help them.
She'd be a good asset.
I'll
tell you,
she's scary.
I am open arms. I am welcoming Kelly into the camp.
Come home. The lights are on. The lights have been left.
We're not there yet.
I know.
That's the thing. That's post.
If Newt wins Georgia and gets wiped out elsewhere, what does Sheldon Adelson do as far as more money for the campaign?
Oh, I don't speak for Sheldon Adelson.
I know you don't, but what would you...
I think they've committed. And listen, winning Georgia, and by the margin Newt will win Georgia. Newt will win Georgia by 3 or 4 times the margin that Romney won Michigan last week. And that's a big deal, Ken. That Romney had a near-death political experience in his home state. This whole idea that he can pull it out in Ohio, so he'll be the nominee. Why is he pulling it out in Ohio at Santorum? He shouldn't be in that position to begin with.
Where else do you expect Newt to do?
Newt will do well in Tennessee. He'll come in 3rd in Ohio, but pick up delegates. And he's competitive in Oklahoma. We don't think that we're going to win Massachusetts because that belongs to the moderate governor of Massachusetts. Kevin, was that was that the disparaging word I used, moderate? Because he called himself a progressive. He didn't want to bring us back to the Reagan-Bush years. He's a progressive.
You guys are good together.
I like how you're touting a third place win in Ohio and you haven't won a contest in how long now?
Those are fighting words, though. Moderate. Oh, good.
As Georgia goes, so goes the nation, right? Kevin.
It's Kevin, KellyAnne Tuesday. The ratings went down.
All right. Gosh,
they might have gone up, actually.
Yeah, they did. Thank you.
Donald's.
Kevin, thanks. KellyAnne,
Great
thanks.
to be with you as always, guys. Thanks.
$2.50 gasoline coming to a minivan near you. $2.50 gasoline.